Play a clip.
Because I'm on my way to California.
Okay, this is what made me have to cover this.
And I can't drive through the desert by myself. I just can't do it.
I can't drive through the desert by myself. I just can't do it. I don't know what's wrong with these women. First of all, that's not possible anymore, honey. It's 2025. There's going to be people in front of you and behind you, and there's going to be a town every 30 minutes or so. The desert, this bitch thinks it's Oregon Trail, and she's going to get dysentery. She thinks it's a black hole. I'm not kidding. These East Coast idiots. I drive from fucking Albuquerque to Altadena. You'll be fine. You can't be alone. You can't. That's not true, of course. Like, go into a national park and lose yourself. The point is this. Like, if you're on the highway, and I assume you're coming across 80 or 40, and you know, I don't even, what's wrong with you? I can't drive through the desert alone. Phoenix to LA is 5 hours. You can't go 5 hours. And by the way, there's a million cities in between. You know, you might have to pull over and rest in San Bernardino. You going to be okay? The desert. I can't drive through the desert alone.
I thought about it. I envisioned it. I put it on my vision board, and I can't do it. It's too freaky. I'm not used to the desert. I'm not used to that.
What? What?
The desert is just, it's death. It looks cool, but it's like I'm on a different planet if I'm in the desert.
It just like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it'll be like going through a tunnel. Hold your breath. It's not, you're never not going to be surrounded by other drivers. Like what?
What do you call those? Saguaro? Is it saguaro cacti?
Okay. So these are the ones that, like, you know, will have the cartoon cactus, what everybody thinks of when they see a cactus.
Ones like this, they already look like they're being held up at gunpoint.
So this is like material, I think. This sounds like she's working on jokes.
But so they look like people. So when you drive, I've driven from Phoenix to Sedona. So when you do that drive, you see them in the mountains, and they all look like people surrendering. And it's cool if you're with somebody. If you're not with somebody, it's freaky.
So the cactuses look like people surrendering. So she can't drive through the desert alone.
Get well soon. We want you to get well. Get well soon. We want you to get well.
And I decided that I'm not gonna do it by myself. So I made it up to a certain point in my trip. I have everything with me, and now I'm in a camper.
Okay, spoiler alert: she's in Ohio. She's in Ohio. She lives in Pittsburgh. For people that don't understand the geography, you can spit on Ohio from Pittsburgh. So she's like, I made it up to a certain point that I'm comfortable, and now I need help. Even though Ohio is nowhere near the desert. And also, you know, if your excuse really is the cactuses and the silhouettes look freaky, then stay up north. Drive through the snow.
It belongs to a friend of mine. And I will be in this camper until
death do us part.
I move into, well, not move into, but until I go to his empty rental house, which will be completely empty, by the way.
Sound familiar? Nick? Did you trade up April for Felicia? I mean, first of all, I wouldn't have kicked April out. I'd move Felicia in and start Ho House, a 24-hour streaming network.
I will have the entire house to myself.
So I think this is the rich guy she was fucking and recently went to visit. So now she's like, of course, using his shit. And again, she's bragging about it. And this is what poor people do. They're like, the whole house. I get the whole house.
Yes, I'm going to live stream from there. Yes, I will have all of the utilities necessary.
I mean, who talks like this? Yes, it will have heat. It will have air conditioning. I will have internet, running water, all the utilities. It's like, this isn't the way a person who has a place to live talks. It will have a bed. I will be able to close the windows. It's like, okay. Why do we care so much?
Completely empty, by the way. I will have the entire house to myself. Yes, I'm going to live stream from there. Yes, I will have all of the utilities necessary. I could do a whole live comedy show from the house.
Do it. Do it.
All I would need is like chairs. Who doesn't have chairs?
You just said you need them. All I need is chairs. Who doesn't have chairs? You.
Do we even need chairs? Could we do?
You just said you did. Oh, all right, we're spitballing. Go ahead.
With David Cross style, where people just stand. I don't have a speaker though. Actually, I did not bring my speaker.
This comedy show's getting canceled. I don't think this thing's ever going to get off the ground.
So, but I could have anything I want. I could have a rap battle in there and film it. I might do that actually. That's a great idea. But until that happens for the next week, I will be in this camper, and then I will be in an empty, completely barren rental house. It's nice. It's
Now, don't forget, she's on her way to California. She just needs someone to drive with. But until she finds somebody to drive with, she will be in an abandoned rental house running comedy shows and rap battles in between streaming from all the necessary utilities.
it's not like abandoned. It's going to be sold. So the renters
Again, this sounds like Nick Recada's backyard.
are moving out, and I'm going to be staying there.
So now the theory is, as MGD states, that she's literally stalking and hunting Pat, Dixon, and Taz.
Until I find somebody.
Which, by the way, I don't have a dog in the fight. They're both able to drive each other nuts. Like, honestly, all you would have to do is film either one of them. Like, if you're Pat and you can find out where Felicia's staying, if you just like filmed her creepily from your car, it would drive her batshit. And same with Felicia, if she just started like filming Pat through his window at night. Now the problem is it makes all of them look crazy, but I look forward to whatever the next. Again, these guys dated for how long? A year, half a year, something like that. This is entanglement. We're coming up on over half a decade of. It was longer than that. No, I guess it was 20. I guess just a few years. God, it feels like a lifetime, and I'm not even understanding what's happening.
To drive through the desert with me, because I'm not going to do it by myself. That is ridiculous. That would be ridiculous for me to do.
Who wants to ride through the desert with a horse with no fame?
When I've never done it before. If I had done it before, it wouldn't be. I would have done it before, so I would know.
I'm not sure I'll come out the other side. What does she think happens when you drive through the desert? I just know a lot of people don't make it. I just know a lot of people don't end up where they try to get to. Remember that Lewis and Clark fellas?
But I got to go. So my route was going to be Oklahoma City. I was going to go through Oklahoma City and then over, which would be, I don't even remember, the very top of Texas. That little
Panhandle. God. Who let her believe she could quit her job at the bait shop and go outside?
Of a square, that little square piece of Texas. I'd be driving through that, and then is what? That's New Mexico. Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Is there another state between the top of Texas and New Mexico? Then it would be New Mexico.
And then Arizona.
Which I've heard is gorgeous, but Santa Fe, right? Santa Fe is gorgeous. Flagstaff is gorgeous.
Yeah, that's in Arizona. And you won't be going through Santa Fe. You'll be going through Albuquerque.
I would be driving through Santa Fe.
No. That's where you're wrong. Drive through Albuquerque. Stay on the main highway. Don't go meandering up in the mountains, okay? Jesus Christ, Chester Copperpot.
But then is Arizona. So then I would be driving through Phoenix.
No. Just because a city is in a state doesn't mean you go through it. No. I'm going to,
Then would be the bottom of California. This is where I'm going.
And then I go from Phoenix straight up through San Diego. It's literally like a child's view of the United States. She thinks it's all like squished together.
But I don't even know. I haven't even looked on the map to see how many hours of desert that is.
I mean, this is what it's like. Like, if you ever look around, women, and wonder why you're single, and this is who you are, this is why you're single, like, you're just dumb. Like, a guy with a brain can't be with a woman like this. It cannot happen. If I heard this half of this conversation from this woman, my dick wouldn't work again until I did a hard reboot. And I know a lot of you horn dogs are like, I would. I couldn't. You don't understand. It's not even a choice. My dick is averse to retarded. So, like, she's on her way to California and hasn't thought about how long it'll take or what route to go or even what cities to go through. She just knows, she's saying like state capitals. So then the next state is what? New Mexico. So what? Santa Fe, right? So then I go to Santa Fe. And then the next state is what? The next state is what? Arizona. Okay, so I go through Phoenix. It's like probably not. Probably not if you're going to LA.
So I made it as far as Ohio. And look, there's a line down the United States that's my personal line that I've never crossed.
Again, we're dealing with like a woman in her late 40s. And by the way, again, you know, if you've chosen never to leave your state and shit, it's fine. I do think you're a loser. It's not. But again, the childlike way of looking at this, I swear to God, she's going to be like driving in her car when she crosses whatever the state line is of the place she's never been before. She's going to be like, oh my God, let's get out and take a photo.
For no particular reason. Driving wise, I've been all the way over to
driving wise. Driving wise.
Sioux Falls, South Dakota, down to Kansas City, down to Austin. That's it. I've visited Seattle. I've flown to Seattle and visited Seattle. And I have flown to Phoenix, Arizona, and then driven to Sedona from there. But that line down the United States, I have never driven past. And if the desert is anything like South Dakota, I'm not going to do it by myself. That's for sure.
She got turned out by them oil men.
So I wonder if I should, let me share. You know what I should do? I should share this on social media and nobody's going to tune in because football.
Yeah, that's why. That's why they're not going to tune in. Normally, everybody would be eyes glued to the ghoulish David Bowie-esque woman in the camper.
Well, I get in trouble if I put the football game on behind me.
Let's find out.
I will, right? Will they be able to tell? Or does it have to like be on the does it have to actually be on my screen?
You know that the Roku screensaver is also copyrighted, right?
In order for me to get in trouble. No, this is not the big ass house. I have already been to the big ass house. It was fun. There was actually a trampoline in there.
So it is the guy she's fucking. She said, I've already been to the big ass house. She drove from Pittsburgh to Ohio. And she's like, well, I made it as far as I feel comfortable.
And I jumped on the trampoline inside of the house. That was fun.
Imagine trying to do this up north in late January instead of down south. Like, why wouldn't you drive down south to like the 40 or God forbid the 10? Just go to the 10 and stay warm.
I'm in a camper. So not the big ass house. Now I am in a camper.
And by the way, ride it right into LA. You don't even have to look at a map.
As I was explaining, I'm stuck. I am stuck. Mentally stuck. Because I'm on my way to California and I'm not going to be driving through the desert by myself.
You just started talking about having rap battles at your new house. You know, like you're Dave Chappelle and you're going to start a new cultural center in your neighborhood.
So, how's the toilet in the camper? It's great. I have everything I need. This is a very nice camper. It's not exactly top of the line. I have been in nicer campers, but as you can see, this is a pretty nice camper. It's I have a whole thing going on here. Okay. So don't feel sorry for me. Yeah, I have stainless steel appliances in this camper. The toilet is fantastic. I have not used the shower yet because I just got today. But I will be taking a shower tonight in this camper. That is in the. I would open these blinds and show you the view, but it's dark.
Saying camper. She's not trolling.
So
She's dumb. Pat Dixon fucked this girl retarded.
Can't see anything.
Yeah. Kim Nicholson is right. This is a motorhome. I mean, you can just tell by the accoutrement. Remember Winnebago Man?
If it comes down to it, I guess I could open the blinds and go stand out there with a flashlight.
Yeah, if it comes down to it, you can go cross-eyed and go fuck yourself in the woods. If it comes down to it, you can do a lot. You can eat dead humans you crashed with on a plane in the Andes. If it comes down to it.
Light up the trees for you, but you've all seen the woods, so you know what it's like.
We've seen campers and ugly women as well, but here you are.
So anyway, here's the plan. Oh yeah, your boss owns the same model of camper. That's cool. Yeah, this is I don't know how much this one is.
I thought they were calling Felicia a model, and I was like, this one got melted. She looks like a doll that got melted.
Nope, I have people in my family who have this camper, but it's like the upgraded model of this camper, which is like I think theirs is a little bit bigger.
Yeah,
so.
T-Gun, a mobile home is an RV. A motor home is an RV.
Oh, but here's the plan, because I didn't expect for this to happen.
I didn't expect for this to happen.
I haven't always been this way.
I plan on flying somebody.
Fuck you, T-Gun.
Into whatever city I'm going to be.
T-Gun, seriously, I noticed you haven't hit the like button. If you could hit it. Just guessing. Some of you are just waking up. How about a little like button, love? You know?
Through. And having them do the drive with me. And
God knows I can't get Baumer to say cracker again.
To pay for anything. They don't have to pay for their travel. I'd be great if they paid for their own meals. But should I pay for their meals?
So now she's like gonna hire someone off Craigslist or Facebook to like ride with her to California, and she's gonna maybe pay. Should I pay for their meals?
I don't think so. But I'm going to pay for their flight if they don't live in the city that I'm passing through. I'll pay for their flight to a city that I'll be passing through. I'll pick them up from the airport. We will drive to California together.
Mm-hmm.
And they will, if they want to, share a hotel room with me. If they want to pay for their own hotel rooms, they can do that too. And then
she's one of those people like that just like, it's crazy when I meet a comic who hasn't come to grips with the economy of words concept, you know? The entire brevity is the soul of wit. So when I meet someone who claims to be a comedian and they like can't just tell a simple story and trim out the fat, and it's the opposite of what you'd want to do on a podcast. Everything here is fluffed up. You know, people start like gagging in the chat because I draw such vivid imagery when I talk about the way Aaron licked beads of cum off the tiny nipple hairs on April's bee-sting chest. People get a little grossed out by it, okay? I get that. But in stand-up, in storytelling, the same thing with like Jill Carlson trying to get people's attention about these tremendous wrongs that have been committed against her by the 22nd Judicial of Colorado. Like nobody, if you can't tell a story, if you can't move it along and get your point across, it's never going to work out for you. So like she's one of these people, she's telling us like, we're both hungry, so we're both gonna get in the car. I'll get in the driver's seat, so you can choose whichever seat you want to sit in. I suggest just like get in the passenger seat because it'll be weird if you get in the back. And then you'll shut your door, and we'll both go down to the place. And then when we get there, we can either go through the drive-through, but if you're not familiar with the menu, we'll get out. We'll both look at the menu, and then like I'll order first, or you can order first, depending on how it works out or whatever. And then you can just decide whether or not if you want to ride back with me or you want to stay there or you got something else to do. It's like, yeah, what are you saying? We're going to go get lunch? That's the end of the story. I know how seatbelts work. You stupid whore.
I will fly them from my destination to wherever they want to go. That's the plan.
Okay, like listen to her tell this how this is going to work again. All you have to do is go, I'm looking for somebody who'll drive with me so I feel safer. And then once we get to LA, you can do whatever you want to do. And if you want to leave, I'll fly you wherever you want to go. That's the end of the story. Here's her version.
Travel, it'd be great if they paid for their own meals. But should I pay for their meals? I don't think so. But I'm going to pay for their flight if they don't live in the city that I'm passing through. I'll pay for their flight to a city that I'll be passing through. I'll pick them up from the airport. We will drive to California together. And they will, if they want to, share a hotel room with me. If they
like, what the fuck?
want to pay for their own hotel rooms, they can do that too.
Okay. That's just always an option for a human. If you want to pay for your own hotel room, you can pay for it. You don't have to tell them that.
And then I will fly them from my destination to wherever they want to go.
So hold on. They have to pay for their own hotel rooms if they don't want to be in your hotel room. You're not going to buy their meals, but you will buy their flight. So why are they doing this for you? Again, it sounds like you want to hire somebody to ride in the carpool lane, essentially. You know, a more pussified version of it, but that's essentially what you're saying. So, like, you would pay someone by the hour or day for doing something like that. She's like, I don't think I should have to buy you a hamburger.
That's the plan. So far, obviously nobody can do it last minute.
So far, you're starting a rap battle lounge in Ohio. I mean, what are you talking about?
I have to wait, which is why I'm in this.
If we can get the chairs, sorry.
And I think what's going to end up happening is I'm going to
not do this ever.
I'm going to end up doing it by myself anyway, I think, because I'm going to need to get there.
Well, thanks for leading us on that meandering 12-minute wish list of poor. You know, I mean, I really like.
Or anybody can even have the time to come to do this plan with me.
Mumble Stiltskin.
If that makes sense. I do not.
You're right. This is a long way of saying I have no friends, because anybody with friends can like find somebody to ride across the country for fun.